Hello lovelies, this is Arielle from the Tree of Life Tarot, and right now I would like to look at Prince Harry and his life situation right now what's in his life. Let's see, card about him, card about his home at Kensington Palace, and card about where he lives right now. I'm not going to say the Frogmore house, but where he lives right now. Let's see about his family, and in his family I would like to know Meghan. I would like to know about Prince Charles and his brother, Prince William. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Right now, I'd like to see about his friends. And I would like to see about his public image. And I'd like to see about his finances. And let's see his health. And let's see about his work. I would like to see his work. And let's see about love. And some advice about these here cards. Then we have what he should do right now as quickly as possible, and what the Lords of Karma want him, what to tell him, what the Lords of Karma want to tell him. And I would like to see the angels and what we are not seeing. Oh, so it will be another interesting reading. I don't know where to start. Let's start with the family. Meghan Markle is the death, kind of like your death to me. Let me see. One more, two more. Yeah, it's like I offered. Do you see the card? Yeah, let me see. Don't see it. It's these two cards. It's like I offered you my heart, and you know, put me in the worst position ever. So you're dead to me. Prince Charles. This is a nice card for family. For family happiness. Prince Charles is saying, you know, I've been through my fair share of difficulties in life. You're my family. I love you. You're my family. Now, Prince William, that's the second card. The chariot is coming up. Let me see if you see the other two cards. These are two aces. Aces are new beginnings. So what he will do is, first of all, he will show and tell his brother, you know, brother, you're my brother, I love you. And nothing will ever change us being brothers. He also say, you know what? I will be the hand of justice. So anyone who that's a nice family dynamic that is showing up here. By the way, it's like he's saying anyone who goes after my little brother is going after me, and they will suffer my the siblings' wrath. And he wants to deliver justice, and he will pretty soon. Now, about him, where he's at. He's like questioning, asking about the soulmate situation. So what happened? What's happening? You know, where's the soulmate? Where's, you know, where's my prize? Yeah, the prize of love. Where is it? And I have a question about it. The answer to his soulmate question is right here. From the divine. I had to pull 2 cards. One for his former home or current home or whatever it is. You know, these people, I don't think they're truthful where exactly they live, and that's not a bad thing, because again, for security reasons, you don't want to let's say you don't want to post on social media that you're on vacation because again, you don't want to invite burglars in your house. So for Kensington Palace, and this home, it's even though he lives on the property, this is representing the whole property, and he's not welcome there. His other family members are living there. There's a lot of quarrels, a lot of arguments. That's not a healthy environment. Actually, for that home, I would recommend, he will not do it, but maybe somebody he can task with that situation, to clean all the floors with water with salt. Clean the floors, and I don't know, but, some serious how can I say, dissolving of quarreling energy needs to happen there, because every time he goes into that place, he will charge himself with that type of energy, and that's not good for him, because he will go out and lash out to people. Where he is right now, oh, lovely parties, you know, where he lives, or where he's, you know, his other home, let's put it this way. It is parties and meeting with friends and having fun. I would even say maybe other women, you know, maybe as friends, maybe as more, I don't know. But the other home is a party home. Now, about his friends. His friends are, this is representation of his friends. His friends are rich and powerful. And they are looking at the situation and assessing it. They have their opinions. If he asks them for their opinions, they will give that to him. But the advice to his friends is, just don't spend your money on this mess. It's a different way of resolving that life situation that he's in right now is required. Throwing money into the sewer is not going to work. Now the public, even though they're so critical and gosh, I don't know what the word is, and it's something stronger than critical. Vicious. No, yeah, vicious. Even though on the surface the public is questioning every move of him, his sanity, his mental ability, his character, everything, deep down people love him. The public, the socium, the let's say, and I'm like, again, we are a global village right now at this moment. You know, people who are reading about him, who have him in his in their let's say newsstand or whatever it is. You know, the public still loves him, so they're critical of him, their again, the word is escaping me. I don't know why, or doesn't want to come. But they look. It looks like they're against him, but only because he's with somebody who's in their opinion not worthy of him, of his position, of and not worthy as a wife. In general, not worthy as a wife. That's the thing. Especially moms of sons, they don't want that kind of wife for their son. So that's the kind of criticism that is coming out. Like women who don't like that type of women. Let's put it this way. His work. Right now, I don't know if this guy is working or working at all, but his money are coming from his daddy. That's really what this card is saying. So again, he's solvent. He has money coming in. So if he needs to be honest with how he's spending the money that are given to him. I need to go back to this one, because a lot of people grow up with not having allowances, not having let's say, a fixed income without putting in the work. And by putting in the work, I mean, cleaning the dishes, cleaning up your room, doing the laundry, folding the laundry, doing your homework, getting good grades and things like that. So a lot of people in life don't get allowances. The word here that comes is allowance. They don't get gifts, yeah, from the parent or from life. I know that there are a lot of talks, especially from some progressive politicians, about minimum base salary, kind of like to be paid for being born. There are countries where this is happening, and there are also a lot of people who receive like an allowance. I receive monthly paycheck for just being born into something or born somewhere. That does not do good. It does not do good for the person. It makes life easier, but it gets the person's hunger to be better, to go to sleep. And I'm not saying that Prince Harry should stop receiving allowance from his dad, but he needs to first of all not take it as a given. Take it as with gratitude. The gratitude that there's so many people that do not have that, and also take those allowances with a little bit of regret, because he does not really know what the hunger for being better really is, and he needs that. So that he gets on the so that he can board the soulmate ship. Then let's see, what else do we have? Over here, he is looking at different projects that will give him and I'll explain I'll explain here the different things. Could be project that will give you fame, give you money, give you some real estate, things that you get things. It could be health, could be also a project that will sink, that will just be headaches and things like that. And he doesn't know where the truth is, where his place is. He's currently finding his place. I think that maybe this Apple project is part of that, him, changing, reinventing his identity. And the thing about identity is he already has an identity. He can venture on his own, and that's what the card is telling him to do. But at the same time, he needs to not forget about his identity as a ex-military, his identity as a member of the British royal family, his identity as the word that comes is humanitarian. But I also would like to challenge the part where he has some loyalty to Africa. His loyalty needs to be to UK. That's really where things should be. Regarding his health, he needs to change his diet, or he needs to check himself up. He needs to look at things. He's going against himself right now, and it's really, he's not helping himself. If he continues on this collision course, he might end up in a situation where he has like illness or condition that he has nothing that he can do. Let me check here. That health condition can and will be connected to his reproductive ability. He wants to reproduce, he wants to have kids, and he needs to check up something about his health. Let's see, love. Again, he has ended up in a situation where he's at a stalemate. Let's see about love. What is going to happen? If he wants family, a happy family, he needs to change. He needs to change something about himself, about his character, about his... he needs to change something. The advice for him is the soundest of all advices, that's to meditate. And I have a very specific answer to the advice. What he must do quickly, and that is lay the law of the land. Lay the law of the land. If he has to if he needs to fight for something, if he needs to argue about something with, let's say, somebody from a different country, he needs to do it. And he needs to ask for and demand what's his. Then what the Lords of Karma are advising him. The Lords of Karma are telling him that sorry about this advice. He needs to repent. He has done wrong. He needs to repent. That's the advice. He will know. He'll know what it's about. Now, the last thing I'd like to check, and I'd like to give, and again, that's a very concrete advice. First of all, what we don't see, and he also don't see, is that things are changing. His way of thinking is changing. His opening of heart, opening of mind is changing him. And he needs to meditate. He needs to meditate. He needs to know that it is not his job to ask for the soulmate, as if he's asking for a, let's say, candy in a candy shop. His job is to submit or surrender to the idea that there is a divine plan and things happen at the right time, and that time is divine planning time. When he meditates, he is advised very strongly, when he meditates, first of all, I would recommend that he prays. It's part of his culture. It's part. His grandmother is the head of that church, so I would recommend that he prays and goes to church. But meditation is also okay. What he needs to do is he needs to breathe in, the desire for love, the desire for divine love, the desire for a soulmate. To breathe that in, and also breathe it in with gratitude and certainty, knowing certainty that the divine has a plan for him, and he will get all that he needs to get. He needs to repent first. He will get all that he wants to get in due time, whenever the time is right. And when he breathes out, he needs to breathe out his worries. Anything that he's worrying about, anything that he's not finding resolution for. And he needs to invite the divine, to co-create his life with him, to be a partner in bringing into the real world the happiness that he's been wanting for, the happiness that is not in mindless and very materialistic kind of parties. It's the happiness that comes from the heart, and it is he needs to give to the divine his worries with his breathing out. He needs to breathe in what his heart really desires, and he might think that he desires the health to have kid or kids. What he really desires is the woman that will be with whom he would want to have those kids, not the woman who is available now, who is there now, who is ready to have kids, and but the woman he wants to spend his life with or without kids. He needs to want that woman, and he can also start connecting with her. I think that's highly possible. The last thought before he goes to sleep is to call upon his angels to come and help him. See, with divine help, everything happens. So before he goes to sleep, before he falls asleep, the last thought in his life while he's awake should be to ask the angels, his guardian angels, his higher self, to come to him and to send him to have a meetup with his FD, future Duchess. He can start meeting with her on the astral level. And there is a divine yes for that. There is a divine yes for that. He also has whatever problems he has, he can ask for divine resolution for it. Just like I said, breathing in what you really want and breathing out your worries. And always knowing that if something is okay to be received, it will be received. And if something you do not receive, or you do not receive it right now, or you receive it with a delay, it's for your own good. It is better this way. At the end of the day, people do realize that, you know, not having that, this or that at the moment that they wanted it, the here and now, right now, actually was good for them. So that's the other thing that he needs to recognize. I'd like to thank all the benevolent angels that helped me with this reading, which is done for the higher good of Prince Harry. I don't know, is he Prince of Wales? I have to check that. I'd like to thank for all the information that I received, for all that came through me. I'd like to thank for all the questions and feedback and comments that I will receive as a result of this reading. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Thank you. Bye.